Hello, welcome to the Spiritual Medicine Digest for this week. I'll tell you a little bit more about what's going on in my background in just a moment. In the meantime, if you're new to my channel, would love for you to hit the subscribe button. If you like this video, perhaps give it a like as well, and feel free to share it. So our topic for this week is around embodying. And you're like, yeah, I hear all about embodying. What's the big whoop? Well, let me give you a background. So, once in a great while, in the past, would kind of eye roll whenever a spiritual teacher said in a book that it's important to be present, the power of presence, the power of now, all these different spiritual books. And I'd be like, okay, well, I'm here, aren't I? Like, what's the power? I don't get it. And then I learned about mindfulness and, the funny story is I was teaching at the Omega Institute at the same time as Jon Kabat-Zinn was teaching. He's the mindfulness guru, and he had like this humongous room with like 300 people, right? And I had my 12 people over here. And during one of their processes, they were out on the lawn slowly walking and looking at their feet. And I know they were doing a mindfulness exercise, slowly walking. And I thought to myself, this is really embarrassing, but I'm going to tell you anyway. I was thinking to myself at the time, wow, I would not pay money to do that. I know, right? How irreverent. Anyway, and my husband was like, why are there zombies on the lawn? I'm like, they're doing mindfulness walking, my dear. Anyway, so long story short, I just didn't really get it. What's the power of now? Fast forward to now, what I realize is that it is hugely important, but I didn't really get how to do it. And then once I did figure out how to do it, I wasn't really sure, like, if I'm doing it right, that kind of thing, right? So how we teach it in TOLPAKAN Healing is stillness through observing internal movement. I'll walk you through that in just a moment. It's very simple. I would say about 60% of people are primarily clairsentient as their major superpower, their ability to feel through their body. Those with chronic pain, chronic fatigue syndrome, oftentimes that is their main clair. You've heard of clairvoyance, right? The ability to see beyond what is, quote unquote, normal for most people. Then clairaudience, which is, being able to hear perhaps your angels or extraterrestrial or whoever, right? And then there are other clairs as well. So our ability to be in the body and feel our bodies really brings all of our energy circuits into the present moment. I guess part of me wished that somebody would have explained that part a while back. Either that, they did, and I didn't get it. So Carolyn Mace used to say, if you are not here fully, if your energy circuits are not in the now, in the present, you cannot manifest and you cannot heal. And now I get it. Like, if your consciousness is out in the future or it's in the past, right? There is no energy in the present, which is the only way you can actually heal something, shift something, transform something, transmute something. So I thought, okay, I got it now. So I use stillness through observing internal movement, getting into the body, feeling the body, and being able to now open my eyes and be able to feel energy in the body even though I'm talking to you. We call that stillness on the fly. And perhaps walking and being able to be aware of not just the energy in my body, but also the energy around me in my auric field. So I can now walk backwards, not perfectly, but walk backwards, safely, and feel behind me as I am walking backwards, right? That's an example of 360 STOM or STOM 360. Now, why am I telling you all this? Well, here's the thing. When we often check in to see if someone's able to, be while they do, so stillness through observing internal movement, and I test them, muscle test, I often get that, yeah, they're there. They're like 80, 90, 95% there. The first time this week, I decided to test because I was feeling that that the person was here with me embodied, but when they would start speaking, their energy would come to their head, right? So that was just my intuitive sense of that. So I thought, well, let's measure it. Lo and behold, when speaking, we can actually have some of our energy escape and we are not fully embodied while we are speaking and communicating. So on further exploration, found that for many people, you know, speaking is terrifying. Do you remember having to do speeches in school? I did, and I was terrified. I hated it, right? I remember grade 4. We had to do a speech in front of the whole class. First of all, I was like a big nerd, right? And really, really super shy. So it was terrifying for me. And of course, the popular kids, no problem. They're really good at it. I was a little jealous. Anyway, and yeah, in grade 4, they literally made us do this speech. They didn't give us guidance on like what topics, to do or anything like that. I had to make it up on my own. Yeah, I'm laughing now because I was traumatized. Now I'm laughing, but so I did, and I'm actually really proud of myself. Grade 4. You know what I did a speech on? Kindness, being kind. That was like the best topic ever. But I was really embarrassed at the time because the popular kids laughed at me. And guess what? We were actually rated, our score of how good our speech was rated by the students. Yeah, that's not intimidating at all. So a lot of people have this trauma, right? By the way, the popular kids gave me 1 out of 10. The kids that were ostracized were the disabled kids in class. They thought it was wonderful, so they gave me a 10 out of 10. Who knows what score I got at the end of the day, right? It's probably my lowest score of the year. That being said, so we get traumatized when we are in school, when we have to speak in front of people. So get this, if you do muscle testing, check how fully embodied is your spirit in your body while you are talking, while you are communicating. And you can do it for different people while you're communicating to your spouse, while you're communicating to your boss, while you're communicating to a friend, while you're communicating something difficult and challenging to a client. Yeah, this is huge, guys. If we realize that we are not fully embodied in those stressful situations, we can't manifest, we can't make a difference. And most of us are here to make a difference, make a positive difference, right? So doing that measurement, checking yourself is very informative. And here's the thing, people can feel that you're not there when you're talking with them. Ouch. Yeah. And you know what? What happens is that what comes across when most people communicate is actually energy, not necessarily the words you say. So you might say, well, I told so-and-so this fact, and I supported this person and all the stuff you said. But when you said it, you weren't here. You weren't in the body. And they didn't receive it fully. Not really. And if there was some degree of stress, right, in your voice, they received that, unfortunately. If it was on text, they probably don't receive much unless they're very sensitive and if they don't have a filter where they're filtering everything through their own lens, right? So it's very challenging on text. I've sent stuff on text where I'm feeling love and connection and, and the other person just like, it's like, wow, okay, did not get that at all. So until I said it through voice or video or something like that, then they got it. So yeah, we can't assume what other people receive. So check to see how embodied you are when you are communicating. This is huge, guys, because we are constantly communicating. Now, in some future, I know some of you are like, oh, we're going to be mostly telepathy. Absolutely true. And you're going to go through this stage where you're going to practice being fully embodied while speaking. Yeah, I think we as humans need to get through that stage. You cannot, it's sort of like, you can't go to the next level without going through this level. Maybe it's an obstacle, but that's okay. Maybe you remember in another timeline that you didn't have to speak at all, and so you're stumbling on your words. I totally get it, totally get it. And I believe in you. You can do this. Yay! Okay, so let's do a TOLPAKAN Healing Activation. If you'd like to receive, just make the intention to receive to help you stay embodied while communicating. Okay, you ready? All right, let's do stillness or observing total movement. Make some sort of movement in the body. That's just to get the energy flowing. You do not have to do this part. This is just optional. You can stamp your feet, shake your shoulders, shimmy a little bit, do a little African dancing, or just clap your hands, something like that. Close your eyes if it's safe for you to do so. Focus on the inside of your body. Focus where you are moving. Feel any movement there. Energy, buzzing, tingling, waves, anything at all. And follow that flow wherever it goes, just for a moment. Keep following it. Keep following it. Perhaps you feel it more on one side than the other, more higher up than lower down or vice versa. Just notice it. When you're in the space of noticing where the energy is in the body, you are fully present. Ta-da! Yeah, pretty cool, huh? Okay, see if you can open your eyes. See if you can continue feeling the energy. If you can't, go ahead and close your eyes again and repeat the steps. So let's do the TOLPAKAN Healing Activation. If you'd like, you can go ahead and feel your chest, feel your belly, and repeat after me. I'll pause after each, and you can feel the vibration in your chest or belly while you talk. That might be really helpful for you to practice speaking and feeling the vibes in your body simultaneously, therefore keeping you present. Here we go. Repeat after me if you'd like. I now command anything preventing me from being fully embodied and present while speaking and communicating be resolved and healed in the highest and best way, all directions of time, with speed, ease, and grace. Thank you. I now command that any fear I have around speaking and communicating, including speaking my truth and freeing my throat chakra, be healed, harmonized, optimized, and resolved in the highest and best way, all directions of time, speed, ease, and grace. Let's do one more TOLPAKAN Healing Activation for embodiment. I now command that I be fully embodied and present while awake at all times with ease, speed, and grace in the highest and best way. All right, and I'll just finish it off for you for this and all other gifts. We give our thanks and gratitude. So be it, and so it is. So your home play for this week is when you are speaking is to be present. How do you know that? Feel the vibes. Feel the vibes. You can go ahead and put your hand on your heart while you're speaking. The person will just think you're very heartfelt. Or anywhere else where you feel vibration. That may be really, really helpful for you to be present, feel the vibes, be embodied. And the cool thing is you get to manifest, you get to heal much easier, and you get to convey the energy of what you're saying to the other person so they really get it energetically, not just the words that you say. Such powerful stuff. Love for you to put in some comments. What was your result? What percentage did you get if you muscle test? And what was it like to speak out loud and feel the energy in your hands or elsewhere while you were speaking out loud? Is that different? And practice that this week. Super cool stuff. So some announcements for this week. We are replaying and re-airing an episode with Jennifer Watson all about abundance and manifestation, some spiritual, energetic tools that you can use because some people just struggle with manifesting, right? And materializing what it is they desire. So you might as well get some help and support over that. So this important episode we will be re-airing for you Monday at 12 noon Eastern. Check it out. Also some upcoming events and some events that have passed that I'll tell you about in a moment. Monday, we have also later in the afternoon, 2 p.m. Eastern, we have the Ask the Doctors live Zoom to help you learn more about acupuncture points, to learn more about phototherapy and how you can use them on acupuncture points to help your body energy support itself, right? So you can do that self-healing. So we'll put the link below. Feel free to ask questions. Just keep in mind, don't use disease names, just ask about the symptoms or the health goal that you want, and we'll be happy to address some of these, whatever we can, on Monday's Ask the Doctor show. And also, if you missed it on Thursday, the 25th of July, we had the Inside Effects Volume 2 book launch party. Now, if you missed the launch party, I totally get it. Here's the thing. By the way, if you did register, you get a replay. It's very, very cool. And not only do you get to meet like some of the dignitaries in the book, but if you get the book now, as of this recording, it is 99 cents for the Kindle and $9.99 for the book launch price. So we can make this book a #1 bestseller internationally. So even if you did not purchase the book when we asked you to purchase it yesterday, you can do it today and still make a difference, because depending on where you are in the world, it is a different day and it can make a big difference. So we really love to get that message out of the inside effects, how the body heals itself, get this book to a #1 international bestseller in as many countries as possible. Need your help for that. So thank you in advance. I'll put the link below on where you can get that book if you have not already. Also want to share with you that, we did some really cool pendulum stuff at the Light Warrior Training Camp. It was so amazing. And I recently did a live stream, which is posted in the Light Medicine community, about #1, how to calibrate your pendulum to yourself. And #2, how do you check if you are scalar as opposed to Hertzian? We'll talk about that as well. And let's just say the Earth is scalar, so you definitely want to be scalar. Otherwise, it could be a little bit of a struggle. So we covered that as well as some really cool things that are coming up. And one of the things is Tammy Mastroberte's pendulum class, only $97. It's only once a year. If you aren't expert at the pendulum yet, go ahead and take that class. That is July 31st, so that's coming up. The other thing I wanted to let you know is William Gee, did a really beautiful pendulum mini class for us in the Health Freedom Tribe. That is now archived in the Health Freedom chat. If you are an advocate of health freedom, medical freedom, we'd love for you to be part of that community. We have a chat and a marvelous manifestation meditation every single week, Wednesday at 12 noon Eastern. So we'd love for you to be there. We have other amazing guest speakers we are lining up for that special group. So if you're not part of that, would love to be, we'll put the link below so you can come on in. Love to see you every week and chat with you in that intimate space. All right, so that is it for this week. Thank you so much for joining me. Looking forward to next week's Spiritual Medicine Digest. It's never a dull moment, let's put it that way. Go ahead and put your comments below. What did it feel like after the activation? What were your results when you checked in? How embodied are you when you were speaking and communicating? Would love to hear from you. And until next time, lots of love. Bye for now.